Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the cast. Welcome to Can't Counterpick Stupid versus TSRG. I am joined tonight by Anaressa.
You certainly are. I'm Anaressa. I'm joining Rocket tonight.
We are here for the epic match between Can't Counterpick Stupid, the signature team of the tournament. Although only in the sense that it's their server the tournament's played on, not in that they are a previous champion and therefore get special treatment.
Well, and Valkymer, who's their assistant captain and tank, is one of the admins of the entire tournament.
Well, that was interesting. Sorry, my game just decided to close out, and then I was like, yeah, please stay in the game, that's important.
Yeah, that's a big part of casting.
First ban took a long time for that first ban. They were just not really sure. And in the end, they say, you know what? Johanna may not be as overtuned as she used to be, but she's still really, really good. And especially on a map where you want to go ahead and cluster the skeletal minions to kill them, Anna is really, really good at that. So you know what, Anna? You're just too good. Go sit in the corner.
You mean Joe?
Yes.
You're saying Anna that entire time.
Wow, go me.
Like, I do play her sometimes, but not enough to... Okay, we're gonna get into this. It's gonna be great. Cool. We've got a Blaze band coming out against TRSG. It's been in my head as TSRG. I'm probably gonna say that out loud, but it's Team Rainbow Strike Go, TRSG.
Here's the thing, actually, because I do the same thing, but I have an excuse. The reason I want to say the wrong one is that when I was growing up, I read a whole bunch of novels from the Dungeons and Dragons, and the company that produced Dungeons and Dragons before Wizards bought them was TSR. So just in my head, it naturally goes. I was like, oh, okay. It was like tactical and strategy something, is I think what it stood for, but it is TRSG. TRSG.
I did the same thing with working with RGB LEDs a bunch, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I'd have to think so hard every single time I needed to use her initial.
Actually reminds me, when I was growing up, my aunt worked for a company called MPSI. And the CEO got really, really mad when people abbreviated it to MIPSI. And they're like, do not call my company MIPSI!
My blades are yours.
Alright, we do have a first pick Sonya coming out on the side of TRSG.
Also, Keldorn owes me $5, pay up.
Should probably have a chat open, you're right. Other bands that we've got going, Muradin also came out as a band from CCS, and Lunara from TRSG.
I swear, TRSG is specifically trying to make me call random heroes Anna, because following up the Joe with a Lunara, I'm like, stop picking all of your heroes. I'm already having a problem with this.
Then Syl gets picked up, and it's all very confusing, you know. Solanas and Hogger, both very, very strong picks for those particular players.
Yeah, it definitely feels to me like TRSG is going for more of a fight comp, whereas CCS is looking more to be able to have a lot of options. Because like Sylvanas is just all around a good pick. She can push if you don't watch her too hard. Hogger is great on the shrines, whereas I really feel like a lot of eggs are in the we just want to kill them basket coming out of TRSG.
TRSG also does have fantastic shrine clear between Sonya and Orphea. Orphea's got two AoE abilities that just chunk right through them. Then Sonya's got a whirlwind that she can solo the shrine very quickly.
Oh, absolutely. If they do actually manage to kill the other team, they will be able to hold the shrine. Interesting ban on the mall field. Does that mean we've got a Diablo or Baja would say a Cho'Gall coming?
We could hope for Cho'Gall. Stoic has been known to get a little spicy.
I mean, I was more thinking on the side of TRSG because they're the ones that banned the Malthael. So usually when you see that Malthael being banned out, you have a chonky tank coming in.
Coming in on the side of CCS, where Stoke would be the spicy one. I think this is working. I need more caffeine. It's gonna be great. Varian and Rhaegar coming out for CCS.
So yeah, Varian, very much the point and click combo, and then Rhaegar's an interesting one. Rhaegar is a good healer, but I don't usually think of him as one of the best healers. We still had Stukov up, we still had Anduin up, so I am curious what makes them go with the Rhaegar. What specific thing are they wanting? And there is the Deathwing. Deathwing is the real reason Malthael was banned out. Diva coming in as the offlane, so they've actually got a triple bruiser comp. No traditional tank.
I mean, we do have Tychus available and a flex, DPS flex spot open for CCS, so they've got the opportunity to counter this.
Instead, they go for Cuddly Plush Mephisto, which I actually don't 100% hate that, because here's the problem: if they went Tychus into this comp, that the comp of TRSG is so frontline heavy. It's like, okay, Tychus uses his ability and starts burning through one of the bruisers, but then the frontline just advances, and Tychus has to be kind of close anyway, so he'd just get popped.
Yeah, no, I like the Mephisto pick.
With that setup,
I'm not sure how early he gets percent damage, because I know Sylvanas' percent damage works on slowed targets, so it doesn't actually do anything to Deathwing. Very, very sad the day I learned that when trying to thinking I had the upper hand on a Deathwing. So now I make sure everybody knows that, so they don't have to deal with that in game.
But I'll go ahead and get into the game right now. I will get predictions up. Make sure to put your points where your mouth is, and see you in just a sec, but you will not see me. I do think it's interesting. I don't think this has anything to do with anything, but it is interesting to me that the Diablo demons keep having lightning-based abilities. Mephisto has Lightning Ring. Diablo has, for some reason, Lightning Breath, even though it's clearly fire.
I never thought about that.
I don't think Asmo has any lightning talents.
Don't think so either. Cassia's got plenty of lightning, but I know she's not exactly... She's Diablo, but not exactly the same category you're talking about.
Yeah, if you call Cassia a demon, I think she'll get offended. Oh God bless America.
Prepare yourselves for battle, heroes.
All right, so coming into the game right now, I'll go ahead and let you introduce CCS1.
On the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid, we've got Valkymer playing the Varian, got Matathi on Sylvanas, we've got Zephy playing Hogger, Stoic on the Mephisto, and Wit's End on Rhaegar.
Meanwhile, over on the side of TRSG, we do go ahead and have Salim coming out on the Orphea. We do go ahead and have B stepping Panda. Don't do that. Oh, the other two guys, you see you, Panda. I'm looking at you. On the Brightwing, we do have Sudden Bears on suddenly a dragon. Silver is coming out, playing the Sonya. And then who did I not say? Robert onto the Blaze. That's a Diva, actually. Look, real big, clunky, mechy looking thing. Clearly the same hero.
TRSG realizing a little bit too late that that CCS was doing some cheese at top. Looks like they were able to get most of one tower. It's probably not quite as much as they were hoping for, but still, yeah, still opening up top lane a decent bit.
Alright, we do have Sonya moving down to the bottom lane in order to deal with the other offlaner. Madathi has to Banshee move very, very quickly. Was taking a lot of damage, got down about half health. Stoic is backing off at the moment. Valkymer is not a real hero yet, so they need to be careful trying to be too far out in the lane right now. Meanwhile, the double soak is coming from the Sonya and the Hogger.
That's enough damage to get up Right Wing's phase shift.
Oh, it does look like
It's a decent cooldown.
Sylvan's just going in being like, you know what? Actually, our 4 mana is double soaking. We're just going to let our Hogger be a Hogger. But here is Silver. We're going to take a decent bit of damage, but not all that much. Stoic actually was hitting the wave, not hitting Silver.
Yeah, and only staying there for the duration of Sylvanas' trait. Yeah, meant that they were able to get that as free damage without needing to take any tower aggro. So I really like that play out of CCS.
We are leaving Bears up top in order to deal with Varian. I do think Varian struggles into a Deathwing prior to 4. And even after 4, assuming that Volgamer goes taunt, that's not going to do a bloody thing to...
Psychologically, maybe, but in-game, no. And 4s are online.
Oh, Zephy is down below trying to go ahead and get this camp. Almost has all of the spear people down, but not quite. Zephy taking a huge bit of damage. Hogger is going to be the first blood of this game. Just going to get taken out. There is Sonya going and looking at Badathi very, very hard. Badathi does Banshee wave right out of there, but the Contra camp is picked up by TRSG.
Yeah, looked like Zephy just got pretty split from the rest of his team there, with zoned out and not able to get to him for a game.
We do also, as expected, have Varian going for taunt, so we will go ahead and point and click adventures going on.
So we have TRSG going for their top bruiser camp. CCS not doing that right now. Looks like they're just going to try and hop on Shrine as soon as it comes up instead. Or just give and push bottom with Sylvanas.
This is actually a really good play. I say that like I'm surprised, but getting the front towers, not that they will, but if they were left alone, they would, is more damage that will probably be gotten. Oh my gosh, and Sonya actually gets taken down. I was not watching because Sonya was not down here. I'm not sure what killed her.
Sonya was on the bruiser camp up top. Looks like Panda just didn't quite get there on time. They did get the camp before it leashed, but didn't get the heal.
Now that is actually, I think, as much as that's kind of, nice taunt into like boom, boom, boom. We're going to have a kill and a half going inside of CCS. But what I was saying is that that's actually not as bad as it could be, because when Sonya is killed by Nexus forces, particularly monsters like that, the experience doesn't actually go to the opposing team.
I don't think I realized that. Like, even if it's just the Nexus forces getting the last shot.
Well, I mean, if it's like your wave that gets it, then yes, your team will get the experience. But when they get killed by, like, in a boss pit or something like that, where it's not actually a member of your team that gets the kill, and none of your people are around, they don't get the experience for it.
Huh.
I only know that because sometimes as D.Va, you strategically let your mech get killed if you're taking a boss, because the opposing team won't get the experience, and Baby D.Va does better DPS.
We do have a fight going on at the objective. CCS up a little bit on minions.
I guess we should probably talk about the fight that's happening.
Yeah, a
Oh my
lot of
gosh!
damage going out onto Orphea.
Zephy got so lucky with that bounce. I may show it after this. As I've got the replay set up, I might not. But ended up just barely outside the D.Va bomb. But it does look like we have 2 kills on the side of TRSG.
CCS able to get Orphea very, very low, but not quite getting that last hit. But Stoke's going in for it. Nope, not quite going to connect.
So real quick, before we get into that.
At the objective, CCS up a little bit on minions.
I guess we should probably talk about the fight that's happening.
Yeah, a
Oh my
lot of
gosh!
damage going out onto Orphea.
Zephy got so lucky with that bounce. Alright, we do go and have the Immortal out once again. Does jump the wall, is taunted or is able to hit Volgamer. Obviously the intended target, you always want your tank to take that shot.
It looked like it was actually Stoic in Mephisto's shade that that started the aggro for that, because Volgamer had backed and was a little bit late getting there.
Oh, thank you. I was actually watching the replay and just sort of assumed I knew what happened.
Fair enough. TRSG does hit level 10s first. So we've got the micro missiles coming out from D.Va, which we just saw happen. Crushing Jaw Bellowing Roar, the spear out from Deathwing, Emerald Wind, not Blank Hill, from the Brightwing, and Lead from Sonya.
Oh, just barely missing it on the Self-Ancestral. Slightly late. But we do go ahead and have Warbringer on the variant. Ancestral, as we just saw, whiff. Does not go on full cooldowns, though, so that's helpful. Shockwave, not Wardapult, coming out of the Hogger. Wailing Arrow, and then Endurance of Hate.
Endurance of Hate with Wailing Arrow could be a really gnarly combo. Yeah, if they're able to land the original Endurance.
Oh, Silver might be in a bit of trouble. We do have a big rotation coming down. Celine is there, and also Suddenly Bears. This will be a 3 versus 3. It does look like Rhaegar is on the way. The CCS is actually fighting without a healer for the time being, but there is Wit's End. Man, these poor Ancestrals.
Yeah, it looked like Deathwing got there enough in advance of Rhaegar getting there. That CCS was just outnumbered.
Now there's the problem, because when you've got a triple bruiser camp, I know Celine was also there, but you still had 2 bruisers and Orphea. Oh, actually, no, it was Suddenly Bear's Panda. Don't listen to me.
I think Panda teleported in as soon as they saw CCS on the camp.
We go and have the middle camp being picked up. Right now, Zephy is up top trying to deal with Robert. They're doing a really good job neutralizing that Sylvanas. Sylvanas has not been able to push, and Medallion keeps trying to, but there's always opposition.
Durance goes out and bot doesn't quite connect onto anyone. They're able to get Deathwing pretty low, but without being able to. Doesn't quite do it. Got CCS getting their bruiser camp a little bit after TRSG did, so hopefully for them that'll be pushing during the objective, as long as CCS is able to clear the camp that TRSG sent. I'm gonna get this at some point, I promise. It's gonna be beautiful. We're all gonna celebrate. No, we're not.
It is a bit interesting that they have Suddenly Bears up here already. They've got Brightwing down below taking advantage of that global, but they're not having Deathwing use the global. And oh my goodness, nice stun. Goes in, Madathi just gets melted. But there is a very deep Bears going in underneath the fort. Just looks like Zephy will have to fall back.
The Durance definitely landed, but with Sylvanas getting deleted that quickly. And losing the follow-up there.
Bears is
really
down
hurt
to about
that combo.
30% health.
There's Bellowing Roar, Mephisto going in to try and finish that off, but they are able to catch Brightwing as everyone else is trying to get away.
Yep.
Sonya might be in a bit of trouble as well.
There's a big Orphea. All catches 3 people. Bomb is dropped by Diva. They're having to fall back. It is CCS. We are up to 24 skeletal minions on the side of TRSG, but they are without Brightwing. Now, Brightwing obviously can teleport in here whenever she comes back up, but Celine is going to get poisoned to death. They're goodbye Orphea, goodbye Deathwing. This should be an Arcane Punisher coming out for CCS in just a minute. Silver moves in, is spinning to winning, but is spinning to retreat more likely.
CCS very much winning the fight up at top, but in the meantime, TRSG has great map presence, with lanes super pushed up in both other lanes, and Sonya going in to steal CCS's siege camp.
I really like this position with Sonya. If you notice, she's moved up so that her W's don't actually move up into the fort area of CCS. That way CCS does not just immediately know she's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell I'm an offlaner?
Comes the taunt out onto Diva. Her mech is dead, but she is able to just get into pilot form.
Nice Bears top baiting out that leap. Obviously, Deathwing immune to being stunned by everything, but also the Immortal.
Fort goes down, no problem. Punisher's still at a little under half health. So CCS is continuing to push here. Another Durance comes out. Mech gets shredded once more, and Diva's back to trying to get that up.
Yep, is going to go in and be firing her little tiny gun in order to get back into the mech form on cooldown a little bit faster.
Alright, CCS getting a fort and about half of keep wall during that push. And they're looking for some at mid as well, maybe?
Yeah, I'm a little scared for Sonya here. It looks like CCS will not go that way. Definitely could have seen those coming through, but it's like, I don't like this position. That's a little scary. Leap comes in into the backline, but there is the ancestral healing. A big silence coming down. Sonya down to about 25%. There is Unstoppable coming out of Sylvanas, stopping her from being stunned. And it looks like a lot of R buttons were pressed, but no actual deaths happened. Silver is moving.
Sylvanas' Unstoppable is a decently long cooldown as well, so...
It's basically like an R all by itself.
It's like a lowercase r.
So does that mean whenever Sylvanas' ult and also her Unstoppable are both on cooldown, she went into pirate mode?
That's exactly what it means. You have solved the mystery.
Sylvanas needs a pirate skin. I think the only hero in Heroes of the Storm that actually has a pirate skin is Cassia. And that's a tragedy.
Doesn't Falstad have a Buccaneer?
Oh, that's a good point.
I think.
I don't play
Oh,
Falstad,
Durance goes out, connects on
boys.
3. The Diva Bomb comes out to zone them out. Well, that's a lot of damage going on Valkymer. He does go down.
Oh, it's going to get popped. And that's the problem without Valkymer. They've got such a hefty front line that they just walk forward because there's no one that can stop them at that point. Stoic does go ahead and shade him with Mephisto. It's going to be coming back into a lot of pain and does get pulled back into that Orphea ult, and goodbye.
The Ancestral just coming off cooldown now. Wasn't quite available to save Stoic there. So TRSG is 2 down, but with Sonya pushing mid, it's just a 43 under this fort. So it doesn't look like they're going to get all that much. It looks like TRSG is recognizing that and backing off.
Man, Sonya, I like it, but I'm like, Silver just has an obsession with these Khazra. I feel like there's actually a hidden backstory where the Khazra killed Sonya's parents, because she just keeps going to beat them up every single time that it's available.
I mean, the map's been looking consistently pretty red, so that, I mean, with the exception of top fort, the CCS does have the actual structure advantage. We do have Sonya on bottom camp here. Looks like CCS is only just now discovering that, so their chance to get a 5v4 is pretty narrow.
Sonya
like
does
all
have
ults
a
are
leap
available.
available whenever she gets here, and she will be here in about 5 seconds. Alright, we do have Hogger getting to the God Bounce, although it's not a God Bounce. Right as I say that, Hogger loses it, but nice stun onto Panda in the backline.
A big ult from Orphea connecting onto 3, it looks like, but with the attention split a bit with chasing Hogger. Looks like the follow-up's not there to capitalize on it.
Oh, there is the leap. A lot onto Badalthi. There was Ancestral came out. These Ancestrals, that's what, like, they're really trying to use that to keep people alive, but I've seen so many of them not quite connect.
Bellowing Roar comes out, but doesn't connect. A bunch of folks on TRSG getting low, but not, not going down all the way. They are able to chase down Zephy and make it a 3-for-0 and getting the Frozen Punisher.
So this will be a Frozen Punisher, as you said. This is the best one to push with, and that's exactly what we see them doing. They are moving forward. Diva's trying to go and use her gun to be able to re-mech, and we should see her back in that mech in just a moment. Unless she already has bomb, in which case she might just keep the higher DPS form.
Yeah, looks like, yeah, she does already have bomb. Keladon is pointing out that both Stukov and Hogger also.
Hogger has one? Oh,
Yeah, the eye patch.
Okay, well, none of these are Sylvanas.
That is true. That is true.
Yes, I'm absolutely moving the goalposts.
The upgraded leap comes out. Durns of Hate to try and counter that. Mudathi trying to go in for that last hit on Silver, but doesn't quite connect.
Sylvanas is running back. We do go on and have the shields being scratched, but not being through. No real damage being done to the war yet, and the Punisher is going down. Shields are barely still up, but it does look like TRSG is going to go ahead and move back, try and get out of this fight. Stoic is in there, going in and taking micro missiles to the face. Need to be a little bit careful. They are 4v5 and down 20s, so...
Well, just barely not down 20s anymore. Zephy just able to walk out of there. Ancestral available, but not needed to be used.
Looking at... I'm actually curious. We do have the upgraded Ancestral. So, like, on the one hand, part of me, and I'm sorry for saying this feels a bit rude, but I'm like, Ancestral is not connecting enough. I'm not sure they're getting the upgraded one. It just feels like the burst coming out of TRSG is enough that I'm not sure how effective that's going to be, though obviously if you get it and then they redouble down, it's going to be a problem.
I mean, I think... Yeah, I feel like it also, since there's such a large AoE effect, it opens you up to use it a little bit earlier than you would need to. Since, like, yeah, if a fight looks like it's about to explode, you can use it a little bit preemptively, in a way that you can't before 20. If that makes any sense at all.
Oh, it does. Hopefully we'll see a little bit of an adjustment. We do have Shamans pushing top lane. It does look like TRSG is moving up there in order to cut that off at the pass.
I will point out with all the criticism of Sony choosing to take camps, that objective, even though it went through mid, also got the top and bot forts.
I wouldn't even call it criticism, it's just an ongoing, because I was going to point out that while they go up and they clear up the camp, Sonia once again says, oh wait, there's evil Khazra that killed my family here. CCS does take out bottom fort. So Sylvanas doing Sylvanas things, although Sylvanas doing Sylvanas things as with friends. Which is important. Like we can't ignore that.
Just makes the Sylvanas things more Sylvanas-y.
The other shrine activating. This does look like it's going to be another Arcane Punisher. Arcane Punisher is sort of the interesting one because, like, the Infernal Punisher is the best one to... Oh! Silver? Oh, another... Man, these Orphea ults are... In game number 2, I expect Orphea to be banned out because they've been so good and so critical in getting these fights turned around. Sony does not actually go by. We do go and have D.Va in the front line.
A huge amount of damage coming out from CCS. Brightwing's phase shift is down. So they're in great position to start working on this shrine. It looks like that's exactly what they're going to do.
Now there is that camp pushing across top. Sonia's legacy, we'll call it. Oh, but we have Silver. Silver taking a bunch of damage. Here comes Rival God going in and landing. Massive amounts of damage. We do go and have Ancestral landing twice onto Zephy. There's that Molten Breath coming out. And not a lot of healing. We don't have Ancestral left. Stoic is in the background, but we do have Hogger being taken out.
Nice dodge on the leap.
Yeah, nice. What is that actually called? Phantom Wave?
Haunting Wave.
I was close.
Stoke going and trying to get that last little bit of damage onto Sonia. But looks like CCS is going to just need to give the objective. Looks like they're going to push out top a little bit, take that threat off the table, and be able to focus on just defending bot.
And Keladon, you can. They are on the top of the screen. I'll also look at them after the match. computer bugged, and that's the talent paid, so I don't bring it up very much.
So TRSG is 39ing the objective, and getting just a couple more camps to keep that just constant amount of pressure.
They do force the pseudo
Cataclysm?
ultimate out of Darthwing.
Cataclysm.
Thank you. I always want to call it the ult. It is not really the ult, but it's kind of the ult. That's a really, really good combo with being like, you stay here, and then Deathwing says, and I make that play some Molten Inferno. Now you can use the Disco Inferno, way less fun for you.
Yeah, with both damage taken out from CCS, this might be a core going down.
If they
CCS just
weren't
doesn't-
able to get through shields last time, I have a feeling they'll be able to this time.
We'll be able to at least tick a little bit.
Hog Wild is going Hog Wild, but unfortunately, like, that was just a lot of fun, not able to turn the tide.
Yeah, was able to get right wing a little bit low, but the 1v5's not going to be enough to make that happen. Yeah, a good push by TRSG to close out the game.
All right, so looking at stats at the end of game number 1, we do go ahead and have top damage is going to be Suddenly Bears with 91,000. Mephisto comes in second, and then Orphea third, so well done to the 3 of the Deepsters. Damage-wise, Wit's End does beat out Brightwing, does come in with 112,000, and in terms of that ever-important soak, Sonya, well done, well done, well done, is the bestest offlaner, because the only stat that matters for offlaning is experience. It really isn't.
It does matter, though.
Talent-wise, I will stay on the screen for just a second. That way, it can be oogled at by our lovely chat. Anything really jumping out at you? We did talk about the level 10s. Sonya has a fairly... I am surprised the Aeon Crater. I don't usually see that picked up a whole lot. But it was effective, so I can't really ding it or complain.
Yeah, and I do like that against Rhaegar in particular, since having a cleanse doesn't really do anything when you're stuck in the crater. So it kind of pulls him back onto a more level playing ground on that front.
Yep, nothing else really jumping out at me on the characters I actually play, which is only Sonya and Diva, to be fair. Killjoy does bring up a good point. It's like, Brightwing really shouldn't be dinged for not having as much healing, considering they can't heal Deathwing.
Yeah, Brightwing did have some excellent saves though. Coming in as soon as CCS collapsed on somebody and just being able to save their life and turn the fight.
Oh, absolutely. I would say Brightwing and Orphea were the best two at that. Brightwing would save them, and then those Orphea ults just kept coming down, catching 3 people. I feel like I saw it 4 or 5 times. So, very, very, very well done to Salim.
Yeah, really building into Chomp there, plus taking the talent at 1 that makes your abilities deal 15% more damage to disabled enemies. So hitting that ult and hitting the Orphea combo just shreds through them.
So I'm typing this right now. I will say I'm resolving the bet the wrong way, simply because no one bet on TRSG, and I don't like having the points just go to the ether. I kind of am a big proponent of, if you didn't have the opportunity to win anything, you shouldn't lose anything. Because if CCS had won, the people who bet on CCS would have just gotten their points back. But with that, I'll go into the in-between. We will see you in 1 moment, whenever we get here, or several moments. I probably shouldn't make promises.
A moment can be many different lengths of time.
That's true. See you in just a second, guys. Second.
place would fall apart without my ever watchful eye. They might tell you I'm a half-wit, it's a great big bloody lie. So don't call me a moron, I'm super astute. There is no conundrum that my core cannot compute. No, don't call me a moron, you frosted balloon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. I know my way around here, every catwalk, every
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 2. As I was saying before we actually got here, apparently there is a lot of love for Diablo maps because we started on Infernal Shrines. We're now on Battlefield of Eternity. And we do have first pick and first ban coming from TRSG, so that does mean CCS has picked this map.
I am interested to see what bans come out here. Yeah, the ults that were coming out from Orphea in game 1 were definitely a big impact. So, all right, there's target ban number 1.
So, based on the fact that Sylvanas got banned, Keldorn, I am still willing to take you up on your $5 bet that TRSG will first pick Sylvanas. I don't think they will.
Sounds like an easy $5.
That actually reminds me, in college, I made a really, really easy $5. Actually, it was 20, but someone broke up with their girlfriend, and they're like, man, I will never go out with her again. I can't believe she did this. I bet you $20 you will. Sure enough, it took about half a year, but they did, and I got the money. And they were like, how'd you know? And I'm like, well, unless she died, you'd never be able to collect. You said never?
I like that.
Like, I had no idea that you actually would. I just knew I could never actually lose the bet.
Interesting. Maybe I'm coming out, which we didn't see in game 1. So both Orphea and Deathwing made their bans.
We also have Vala being the first pick. Vala, very, very good. I almost made like a rhyme out of her name, but Vala being very good at the race. So once again, we do have TRSG picking very, very good team fight heroes, though also being able to focus on the objective. Multifunctional, is that the word for that?
The hunt is my blades are yours.
Hadathi able to snag up Lunara since they swapped that out. Swapped out the Lunara ban for a Sylvanas ban this time.
So I'm hearing is that Madathi really likes Sylvanas and Lunara. Do they also like Raynor and Vala?
Not gonna give more free scouting, but I'll tell you later just how much Hadathi's and my hero pools overlap. Basically, she has great taste.
You're gonna have Sonya coming out from the Zephyr once again. Uther actually coming out from the Bears. The Ghost Paladin coming in instead of the Big Dragon.
Today I learned Uther is a Ghost Paladin.
Well, to be fair, that's not even a lore thing. That's whenever he dies, he runs around as a ghost for a while.
I don't know where these abilities come from. You just gotta hit buttons and they happen. The Deathwing ban does come out. I like that call. A Divine Storm into Deathwing nonsense would be really, really hard for CCS to deal with.
I like it too, although I will say I don't necessarily think they were going Deathwing, because they still need either a tank or a healer. Like, Uther can't do both. We're not in that meta. So it's like if they took Deathwing, it's like okay, well then who's their offlaner? I don't feel like there was room for Deathwing in TRSG's draft.
But all this be offline Uther.
I heed the voice of a
Okay, but if it's offlane Uther and Deathwing, then who is their tank and who is their healer?
Main tank Deathwing.
I do not believe that exists. I disbelieve. We do have Wits coming out on their signature Tyrande. Definitely looking forward to that. And we do also have the non-marauding Murden. I always want to say marauding Murden because I love that skin, but it's actually not illegal in Nexo.
Unless the opposing team specifically asks for it to not be played.
We have Imperius. I don't get to play Imperius anymore, so I get very, very excited when I get to see him.
Honestly, this could still be an offlane Uther.
I mean, you are right. Imperius can be the main tank, and can we just talk about how appropriate it is that Panda's playing Lily?
That is pretty excellent.
The wait is over.
We do go ahead.
I really do like the Cassia pickup. Excellent skin, also.
Yep. And just while we're on the subject, can we also talk about how appropriate it is that Storm Stoic is playing Cassia?
Talk about how appropriate it is that Storm Stoic is playing Heroes of the Storm. But yeah, picking up those blinds into Vala Greymane. Yeah, with both Joe and May banned out, CCS was running a little short on options on that front. But the Cassia pickup, and just Cassia being, with her auto attack build being recently buffed, yeah, that does give her a decent bit more race potential as well.
All right, coming into the game real quick. I'll go ahead and take CCS this time. That way we both get a chance to say all the names. We have Volgamar coming out on Murden, Madathi on the best skin, Lunara, although maybe not the best tint. I do know Alden has a preference on the tint. We do go and have Stoic coming in on Cassia. Wit's End is going to be on Tyrande. And then we do get Zephy still back in the Nexus on Sonya.
The battle begins in
And on the side of TRSG, we've got Robert on the Imperius, Silver on the Vala, Sunbears on Uther, Salim on Greymane, and Panda playing Lily, which is fantastic.
Also, I just want to say I'm a bit disappointed. Imperius is not using the NEXOMANIA skin. Sonya is not using the NEXOMANIA skin. And Panda is not using the NEXOMANIA skin. Where's your pride? Madathi, I see you, and I approve.
Seems like they're just tempting fate at this point.
Oh, there's suddenly Bears getting suddenly smooshed. And look, hey, look, it's Ghost Paladin. That wasn't actually a misplay. That was actually suddenly Bears being like, you know what? Let's just demonstrate that. We heard it talked about in the draft. Because they're good people.
Gotta show Anna what's up. I'm noticing Cassie is actually going Q build instead of the auto attack build, so focusing more. I mean, Q build is still going to be pretty solid race.
Yep, already up to 8 stacks so far. And once again, there's some Suddenly Bears. I do like the amount of poison coming out of Lunara because Uther is really, really bad at healing that. But of course, they do have Lily down there as well. We do going to have a stun going on to Silver. Silver backs away.
Health bar is getting pretty low on the side of CCS, but I'm able to walk away.
I love. Okay, I went up to the top, and Zephy keeps going up into the bushes and just making Robert like obsessively check the top camp. Be like, okay, are they actually taking it? Surely not. That would be crazy. I don't see them. Are they actually taking it?
Oh, nice stun coming out on Salim. Looks like they might be down. No. Nope. A lot of damage coming out on Valkymer, but able to walk away and get that trait value. Vala did Q build, probably to get that that extra non-hero damage at 7.
Duko and have Mandathi going back home. Valkymer is staying because, of course, Valkymer does heal naturally. Did not take third wind, though, so will not heal that quickly. But still quick enough. They are taking bottom camp because they think they have an advantage. But here... Oh, Imperius is actually on the way down. So, if CCS is going to move in, then you move in now. Estonia, it does not look they realize that Imperius is gone. Suddenly, Bears taking a lot of damage. There's a stabby, stab.
Imperius does come in. Looks like Tyranda's going down, so that is going to be a 1-for-1.
Did you lose
But
the
with
camp?
top lane being left alone, CCS is able to get the experience lead out of that. And maybe top camp as well?
And maybe Salim? Okay, no, Salim does get out.
From this land,
Morals
Neither
are up. Sorry.
I was actually saying the same thing I think you were about to say. Neither side actually getting their camps. We do have the Shaman camp just being started by Silver and Suddenly Bears, or the S-Twins.
Yeah, CCS opting to race instead. Yeah, getting almost all the way to halftime by the time TRSG finishes the Bruiser camp.
Alright, these are offensive positions. Now here's the thing, TRSG just wants to kind of sit here and hold this because they do have that Shaman pushing camp. They actually have a camp on both top and bottom. The CCS will need to deal with at some point. CCS would like to go in there and just go and start the phase and then go deal with it. But I don't know if they'll be able to. A lot of defenders here.
They are leaving Greymane free to race. So CCS knows that this is a 5v4.
There's the stun hitting both Zephy and great spears coming in from the Imperius.
And great stuns also coming out from Tyrande. And I'm not sure if that poison damage is going to be quite enough to take down the Immortal. It is. Actually, Stoic might have gotten one last Q on it.
Now we can go ahead and say Lunara was the one that did it. We stand Lunara here.
Poppy Deer Best Deer is, in fact, Poppy Deer Best Deer.
So there is the Immortal in the bottom lane.
Yeah, not much shield on it, but I imagine it's gonna get more than one tower, which is what the double camp push was able to get for TRSG. CCS is up 7 very briefly, and is no longer up 7s.
But they do get the entirety of the front wall, which does, as you mentioned, mean that they did get the better side of that trade. They also are up one whole kill, one entire kill.
thus ends my assault on hell.
41
Not messing with any diva half kills or anything.
You don't have to worry about that when you don't have like Rexars and Divas and Vikings in the game. And Murkies.
And Murkies.
Ew. Valkymer comes around for the flank. A lot of damage onto Salim.
The health bar's fairly low on the side of CCS, though. That Hungering Arrow pretty clearly making them a little bit worried.
Valkymer moving up in order to anchor. Silver knows they're taking this because one of those spear edges went up and almost like grazed her cheek. But does not want to go because both Uther and Greymane were not around.
Sony able to get Imperius down to about half health and actually get some decent structure damage up there as well. Oh, great damage coming out of bot. Health bar's looking very low on the side of TRSG. But Heroic's about to come online for CCS.
Yep. Oh, Valkymer takes a bunch of damage. This stun has to draw pop right out of there. Double stun coming out of Wit's End. Says, hey, get away from my tank. Silver will have to retreat. We are 11 seconds from Immortal, and there is not the camp is up in 23 seconds. Still, CCS has not taken their shaman camp.
You and all your servants in hell
CCS probably going to get 10s passively pretty soon. TRSG needs to be really careful here.
There is that level 10. Valkyrie right in the middle, but do they have time to go ahead and pick up? Yes, there's the Moonfall. A lot of damage coming in. We do have a kill onto Uther. We have a kill onto Imperius.
Watch Sonya step away out of the fight a little bit weak. Select that talent and then jump right in.
Alright, Madathi going in.
Yeah, this is going to be a healthy Immortal on the side of CCS.
Lunara did take Nature's Calling at 4, so is going the Raise talent, not the Mage talent.
CCS should pick up on the... not quite going to be able to come in on time.
Yeah, I think it was Wits End and Zephy were actually on their own Shaman camp, so even though they knew they were there, they're like, we're not jumping into that. However, this is advantageous for CCS because they're going up to support their Immortal, which means they're going up to stop the Shaman camp, whereas their Shaman camp is going to the lane where only Imperius is. But it looks like Sonya's coming up in order to really, really push, not trying to defend the Shaman camp.
I mean, honestly, I like this call. Leap is available. Yeah. Port's almost down. Team's looking juicy. Yeah, this is a good time for... There we go.
Yep, a lot of stars are falling from the sky. It is a 1-for-1, but they took out Vala. Vala's one of the big damage dealers, and so they are able to rush in here, try and get a little bit more. Not a real advantage, but you know what? You got a fort. You got most of the front wall. I'll take it.
They also got Divine Shield out of Uther, so that's a major tool out of fights for the next over a minute.
Robert checks the bottom camp.
I see what you mean about the obsessive camp checking. Looks like it's actually going in this time.
I do know. I'm like, okay, well, Sonya's dead, so you can be relatively sure that she's not on the camp.
My Sonya is dead.
My Sonya is dead! Oh, nice spear. Just sort of sends that coming through. Alright, we do have the Dwarf Hop. Hoppity Hop coming out. A lot of damage going through. This is definitely a more... I feel like in game number 1, CCS was very much like on their back foot, not really sure how to proceed. Now they know how to proceed.
Well, after taking a lot of damage from the camp, but able to hippity hop away.
I am on my way, mortals.
So Imperius down on the side of TRSG, also down 13s, but health bars looking pretty good. Grayman did back to deal with the camp that's pushing on top keep wall.
And also, Alden? Vala did not take the Gambit, so no, she has not lost a Gambit stack.
I fight for the glory of the high heavens.
Well, the real Gambit stacks are the friends we made along the way, so...
Wait, you're saying Vala lost one of her friends?
I didn't really think this through, not gonna lie. CCS triggering a very early halftime. I would imagine, yeah, TRSG positioning to defend their Immortal.
That'd be an interesting mode where, like, you come in and your teams are like 30 people, and then instead of heroes, you ban players. I don't know if that would be fun, but it would be interesting. Alright, there is the leap in, followed up by the Moonfire and the stun. Really practiced combo. You can tell they've done this a lot. We do go and have a kill onto Ghost Uther. There goes the Sonya. Bale Spear comes out onto Madathi. Celine goes ahead and secures that. But there goes the Lily. Both healers are down for the side of TRSG. And it does look like this is going to trigger a retreat from Silver and Robert.
It's going to trigger an attempt at a retreat, but...
Red team
think Imperius was thinking they could maybe get a counter kill there. But yeah, that's a full team wipe on the side of, or in favor of CCS.
So I gotta say, when I said Silver and Robert going back, I suddenly started to be like, wait, are TSRG also the initials of the players? And then I realized there is no G. I don't think there's a T. But my brain was working.
Maybe there was at one point in time. These are the mysteries. Alright, it's gonna be a Healthy Immortal going over to the side of CCS. With taking the Shaman Camp, that also gives them a level 16 advantage. So this is almost certainly going to take keep. Might get some core damage as well.
The heavens shall triumph this day.
And if CCS can get some kills, yeah, I could see this getting substantial core damage.
Oh yeah, they're just melting. Like the Immortals didn't even have time to get there before the Lunara damage or the Lunara poison just like eked away. I'm still not 100% sure how poison damages buildings, but you know what? You do you, Lunara.
Don't worry about it. Oh, big stun coming out from Imperius, and that is going to be enough to take down Sonya.
There goes the fort. So hey, you're still correct. Fort goes out. I don't think it'll get through shields as CCS is moving full blink away, and the Immortal is not strong enough to just go ahead and be like, I don't care about the entire team hitting me. I want to get through these shields.
Thus ends my assault on hell.
Yeah, that was a lot of R buttons pressed on the side of TRSG in response to the leap from Sonya.
To be fair, everyone's ult is on cooldown except for Lunara, because Lunara cheats.
I think you mean Lunara's great, but you know, that's fine. CCS able to sneak that top camp. And get away with just taking a little bit of damage. Sonya is back up at this point, which leaves her free to probably get bottom camp. TRSG not taking their bruiser camp right now.
Yeah, they know Sonya's up. They don't know where Sonya is on the map, so they're like, we don't really want to fight. We do have even talent tiers at this point, but we are still down a level, so let's avoid a fight unless we absolutely have to.
CCS building up pressure in bot lane, maybe freeing them up to take this bruiser camp, maybe freeing them up to get a kill on Grey Mage. Maybe not the kill, but no, they're backing off, just trying to keep TRSG guessing. I didn't have to say that time. I'm learning. I'm growing.
I'm proud of you. Alright, they are on the camp right now. I was going to say, this is a good place to go in because you know some of their buttons are pressed. But you go in, there's the double stun, followed by the Zephy coming in. But the Starfall actually falls a little bit outside of that stun place. Oh, but nice spear coming out of the Cassia. Cassia goes ahead and Imperius. You thought spears were on your side, Imperius? Nope. They obey Cassia this time.
And Lunara.
We have so many spear users in this game.
Alright, with 2 kills, looks like CCS is just looking to take some core damage. We've got 2 catapults and the rest of the camp.
Zephy takes a good bit of damage, is backing out, but that may mean that we're overextending on the side of... Oh, the death numbers are so short. That may have been a little bit of... I think CCS kind of thought the game was later than it was. However,
CCS not very healthy right now. Wits and maybe in a little bit of trouble.
but up top, we do have that Shaman camp is just about pushed through the top keep, and the keep will be going down. Also, Imperius is showing up there, so CCS knows that it is 5v4, though they don't have a lot of health, so they don't want to necessarily fight it right now.
Yeah, they're also up a level and a half, but still a decent way away from 20. So playing this slow and giving themselves a chance to hit is better for them if they're able to do it. But a big leap coming out from Sonya. Huge amount of damage. Both DPS taken out. Uther taking that as well. Imperius not looking in great shape. But Panda able to fast feed away, probably.
Witsin and Zephy being like, do we really not want the objective? But, you know, they've already got... Is the Shaman Camp still on... No, the Shaman Camp has been cleaned up by the core. But, yeah...
Catapults are on core, though.
Yeah, catapults are on core, and here comes another wave on the bottom with a Shaman Camp. Core is down to 50%. This looks like we're going to game number 3, ladies and gentlemen.
It sure does. GG's have been called. Felt like CCS kind of decidedly had the upper hand for a lot of that, in the same way that TRSG fairly decidedly had the upper hand in most of Game 1, so really have no idea how Game 3 is going to go.
Yeah, it definitely felt like they had a more comfortable draft for them. I'm not going to say it was a better draft, it was just a draft that played into all of their strengths, and so they were like, okay, let's just run this. This is where we live. And here's the thing, when you let CCS or any team get inside their, like, house, and then they just, like, throw their house at you, houses are big. That analogy made sense, I promise.
It was beautiful.
Looking at the stats, we do have Stoic leading the way, followed up by Silver, so the S's reign supreme, because that's what Supreme starts with.
I see what you did there.
Panda does lead the way in terms of healing, and then we do go ahead and have, oh, very, very even in terms of soak. Greymane, and there's actually only 38 experience separating our soakers.
That's quick, yes.
So, I'm trying to make a joke about super soakers here, but it's just not working.
I will point out that both Muradin and Cassia made it through that entire game without dying. So, yeah, great peels coming out from Wits End on the Tyrande, great peel coming out from everybody on the side of CCS who was able to peel, which I guess Cassia not really able to peel. Blinds peel when you're facing Greymane.
That is actually very true. Greymane is very auto-reliant. You would think Greymane would be able to, like, hunt by smell to a certain extent. He is a wolf, but I've talked a lot. I want to make a version of this game that is just like deep lore, and all kinds of just random stuff like that work. Brightwing is unaffected by entangling roots because she fly.
Same with Falstad, you know, Earthquake not really mattering.
But yeah, looking at the talent, nothing's jumping out of. I will say that Zephy did not go the leap ult at 20, or the leap upgrade at 20. So more what I'm used to seeing. Not that I'm complaining about the last one. I do think the leap upgrade helped them a lot. Robert does go the tank build on Imperius, which makes sense. That's where we saw him.
Yeah, I do really like the Sonya going ignore pain instead of the area creator into a Divine Shield Uther. Because leaping onto a suddenly invulnerable Greymane, like, it's not really going to matter if there's a creator around you, he's going to be attacking you anyway. So being able to just get 60 armor for 4 seconds, that's more than enough to wait out the counter engages that TRSG was able to turn on CCS a couple times.
Yeah, definitely, because that was the thing. When Sonya did get picked off, right before she got 20.
It's like a bomb just went off in my heart.
Oh, hello. We are now being rated by Gimme More Cosplay. Thank you, everyone. We are currently about to go into game number 3 of Can't Get a Big Stupid versus TRSG. I am Raka. This is Anaressa, if I can remember which way she's on the screen.
Around here somewhere.
She exists.
I will point out, I don't think we mentioned at the beginning of the cast, this is the runoff match to decide which team is going to be Division 3 of Thursday Night Throwdown. The first seed will get a bye, since there are 3 teams left in the division. First seed is going to get a bye to the final. Also, Rocky, you should join the lobby.
Oh.
And the second seed will go up against Crystal Dragons, I believe, who is currently the 3rd seed in the division. Who, their captain pointed out earlier today, did actually beat both of these teams in the regular season. So just very tight division all around. The reason we're having a runoff between these two is that they had an exactly equal win percentage and exactly equal head-to-head matchup count of maps that each one took off the other team. So it's no surprise that that we're one-on-one this game, and yeah, definitely excited to keep an eye on this division for the rest of the playoffs.
100%. This is this not really semifinal match, but we're in the semifinal week right now. So a lot of very, very big head-to-head matches coming up, but I also need to go into the in-between and get ready for the next match. So we will be probably right back. We're already in the lobby, as you can see. Look, you've seen things you're not allowed to see. Oh my gosh.
Secrets are no fun, unless you can show.
So don't call me a moron, I'm super astute. There is no conundrum that my core cannot compute. No, don't call me a moron, you fostered balloon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. Across the savage skies and through the fishes in the fields, the rumble of the engines and the trundle of the wheels, through hell and horror trudging, yet our spirits never yield. Will they sing of these forsaken pawns of war? Hoist the flags, hold the lines, lessons ever lost to time. Now we sing for you, departed pawns of war. My bonny lays afar upon a lonely eider down, while I dream of rats and tar within my burrow in the ground. Infernal gaping scar, boiling mud and thunder and
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I swear to God, Anna, every time we come back to the draft screen, you have moved back and forth on your desk.
Sorry. Yeah, I can't see where I am yet because of the delay, but I... Is here good?
No, you're fine. It's just funny because I like recentered you in draft 2, and then we got here in draft 3, and you were just over like. We are here in Tomb of the Spider Queen. We do go and see TRSG has first pick, so it looks like whatever CCS won, TRSG is like we still like first pick, and that means we keep going to all of the favorite maps of CCS. I do know they love this map. I hate this map because in the offlaner it means the 4-man shows up with whenever they disappear from the map for like a 1/10 of a second. It's rude. Sylvanas continues being banned out, which is interesting to me. Not anything against Madafi, but I'm like, they got Sylvanas in game 1, you won. You banned Sylvanas in game 2, you lost. So to me, I'd be like, maybe Sylvanas isn't the person you need to be banning.
I mean, they might be banning out both Sylvanas and Lunara.
That is very true.
Since, yeah, I mean, Monopoly's so strong on both of them, and Lunara's video on this map is just... There we go.
Well, look
There
at
we
you being
go.
a smarty. So, I guess I'm glad that you didn't spoil stuff earlier and give free scouting information, but now we will find out the rest of Mentathi's hero pool.
Yeah, I might learn something new too. We'll see.
All right, we do go ahead and have a pseudo... I don't know if I should count this as a tank choke coming out of CCS, because Blaze is either a tank or an offlaner. I actually think he's better in the offlane.
My blades are yours.
That is not the Nexo skin. I love how
Certainly is now.
I know you can't like see it because you're not watching my camera, but when I said that, I was doing the like Al Capone gesture. I don't know why.
No, you can tell the cat story again. I will absolutely tell the cat story.
You know what? Go for it. I want to hear it again.
The wait is
Alright,
over.
Joanna did make it through bans. I was wondering if CCS was gonna in the first picker. And yeah, getting Joe Cassia that early.
Yes,
Monopoly is also very strong at Cassia.
that's just the like, that's just the blind duo.
Mhm. That's yeah, I love that for the 1-2 for CCS.
I never know.
TRSG kind of showing early that they're going into at least a double bruiser comp. It could be a maintain Leoric, but I would guess we're going to see another triple bruiser hypercarry ball situation like we saw in game 1.
It would definitely
Partially
make sense.
back to your skills of pattern recognition. They did win game 1 when they did the triple bruiser.
They very much did, and Vala does have really, really good clear as well. They do. I do like because there's like this is very similar to a game 1 draft. Let's go ahead and take away that Brightwing because that is what they used in the first game.
So TRSG still not having a proper tank, or a conventional tank, I should say.
Yep, there's the Malthael. That definitely. Do we have Deathwing coming? Zephy get on Deathwing.
I don't know that Zephy plays much Deathwing. But yeah, because CCS has already used their third ban. And yeah, with both Leoric and Malthael out, I think that leaves Tychus is probably the strongest source of percent damage right now. But they're gonna save Stoke for last.
I would say Tychus. Falstad wouldn't be bad. Falstad does get percent damage. Although I don't know how early it is.
I feel like it's not until later in the game.
Yeah, I feel like it's like not until 13 or 16. So would not help early on, but it might be a safer pick.
We do have the Deathman coming back.
So you have triple bruiser with Stukov and Valhalla.
Leap, Entomb, Lurking Arm, Deathwing Breath is gonna be really scary.
I definitely agree. It was weird because you said that right as chat said the same thing.
Great minds think alike, Caliburn.
Here we go again.
Alright, we have Crony coming out from Stoic.
That's interesting. I don't play Chromie. How quickly can she freeze people with one of her time traps?
Depending on what talent she takes at 2, I think it's either 2 seconds or 1 or 1.25.
I was just wondering how viable it would be for if Chromie's not in the Entomb. Can she drop a trap and then time out the people in the entomb?
Not before they take a lot of damage.
That's what I was I was like, how quick can you actually do that? But we'll go into the
Yeah.
game right now, which means we will disappear from your screen.
Also, all the damage would destroy the time trap anyway, so.
Oh, that's a good point. I forgot you could destroy them. I'm good at Chromie. But here we are into game number 3. Oh, darn, I was going to ask you to tell the cast story.
Oh, we'll do that after the game.
I will
I'm
remind
not
you-
as fast at telling stories, so. We'll be
But-
set up.
If you want to go ahead and introduce CCS, we'll go ahead and swap back to you getting the blue team.
On the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid, we've got Volkamer on the Joanne, Manathy on Cassia, Zephy, Stoic on Chromie, and
Oh, cut out just a little bit. But on the side of TRSG, we do going to have Celine coming in on the Vala. Angelic Vala, I like it, it's very gothy. We do go ahead and have Panda coming around on the Stukov. Silver's going to be on Leoric. Robert is going to be on the big old dragon. And then who did I not say? Bears is going to be on Sonya. Did I lose you?
oh, no, I'm still here. Just
Just got worried because you cut off for a bit, and I'm like, I haven't heard you since I said you cut off. Oh no!
no, I'm still here.
Fire at Will coming out of the Vala is not going the Gambit build, is going the I let my W's to get on top of lots of people build. I actually do like that because that's Vala's biggest wave clear, and she is really the only big wave clear on the team. Like, Leoric can wave clear, but I feel like, no, actually, Leoric's not in the off lane, never mind. Shut my mouth.
Deathwing's also got pretty solid wave clear.
I always feel iffy having Deathwing doing wave clear because he has to just stand still for so long. And
A
especially with
huge
a
amount of
Chromie-
damage going out on Avala. He might be able to get the counter kill on Cassia. No, she sidesteps.
That is the problem. We're actually talking about this between games. Deathwing is a really, really good hero, but he needs a little bit of setup because his abilities are so telegraphed. It's hard to really get a kill from someone who's paying attention to the Deathwing. You have to distract them with the Deathwing or stun them. And now I'm seeing why the Chromie, because Chromie may not be able to do percent damage to Deathwing, but can actually time him out. One of the few effects Deathwing does get affected by, because it's not affecting Deathwing, it's affecting the area Deathwing is in.
I actually didn't realize that.
I actually don't know if that's why.
I mean, that would make sense with both that and Devouring Bomb. Yeah, one of the things that I was thinking through when not saying things and you thought I wasn't here anymore, was even though TRSG banned out the Lunar, or at least partially to get rid of some of the vision that she's able to offer, having Chromie with the talent that she took at 1, where she's just able to reveal a decently large area of the map, plus being able to stick the time traps in whichever bushes she needs to be able to do. Did she take the... Oh, Stoke didn't go the multiple time traps at 2.
So I do have to ask, being that you are a person that Cassie is, what do you think about the level 1 charge strikes as opposed to the Q builder like we saw last game?
I mean, I generally favor Q build, and I feel like Q build would be really easy to stack on Deathwing. But yeah, it might be player preference since Stoic was playing the Cassia. Same skin though, best skin in the game. So yeah, it may be a matter of personal preference, which definitely matters. But yeah, auto attack build is definitely strong right now.
Oh, this is I did not know this. I actually learned something about lore today. I did not realize Chromie was older than Deathwing.
I also didn't know that, but you're probably less surprised.
Also, I'm not sure I like this. Oh well, the older sibling can do whatever they want to the younger sibling. Let's not have that as a rule. I'm the youngest in my family.
I mean, me too, but I also somehow got the nicest achievement in the entire world for an older brother, so...
I'm not going to say anything bad about my older sisters because they beat me up, but
so both teams have gotten a decent amount of gems in. Looks like both offlaners have been able to dump a decent number of theirs. Looks like Deathwing is almost certainly gonna finish this channel and give first web phase over to TRSG.
so yeah, we're going to go ahead and have the amazing spiders coming out because they're our friends.
Spiders are friends, not food.
Wait, they're definitely not food. I don't think a lot of people. I don't think everyone will agree that they're not that they're friends. But I don't know a lot of people that are like, ooh, spiders. They're delicacies.
No. It takes all types to make this world beautiful. Alright, looks like TRSG is gonna focus on mid lane here, leaving CCS fairly free to clean out top without taking much damage. Offlaners just kind of going at it in bot lane. Looks like they're gonna get maybe the entire wall at bot? Yeah. But some serious damage on mid fort.
So yep, they do go ahead and get the fort down to, I'm going to say about 33% health. Repeating, of course.
About repeating. Yeah, so bot wall gone, most of mid fort gone, and top tickled a little bit, but nothing as notable.
So yep, the wall is gone top, which is a little bit of a win. Obviously, the damage, like you said, in bottom and mid is the real win. But at the oh, actually, we've got Leoric and a lot. Just go ahead, Ghosty walk out there, will go up, but Malathi is considering going after them, but will not do so. There is the leap, and we do go and have a nice pull out from Anduin. We do go in at that being taken, Slim down to 170 health, but will not be killed.
Fantastic reaction from Witz there. Just instantly getting her out of trouble. Also, tents are online for both teams, which you may have noticed from the Sony League coming in.
It does have a fairly distinctive sound.
Would you like to demonstrate for us, Rock?
Oh!
CCS has gotten the turn in. And real quick, hopefully before another engage breaks out, we do have Falling Sword coming out from CCS for Joanna, Cassia taking Ball Lightning, Hogger, Shockwave again, Krogu with the Slowing Sands, and Andal with Light Bomb.
Meanwhile, on the side of TRSG, we have some ult we cannot talk about right now because we got engage fight happening right now. We do go and have the there is. Goes ahead, gets the stun. Silver taking a bunch of damage. There is a big old push, but it looks like Silver's going to be not long for this world, but he is a ghost, so he will come back very quickly. That's what ghosts do. They don't stay down for very long. It's literally in their job description.
To be fair, none of the characters in this game stay down for very long because they keep just respawning. So I don't think that's unique to ghosts, but... Anyway, Leoric died.
Or, all the characters in this game are ghosts.
Ooh. And/or don't rule out that possibility.
It is over.
Oh, Alden wants you to do the Sonya the Wrath Scream? I wouldn't even know how to do that.
I think it's more like a... Arrgh!
Oh, you're right. Well done, by the way.
Thank you.
Bring them. Bring me their power.
I know back in the day, I just made that scream anytime I ulted, regardless of which ult I was using, which just confused people when I would wrath and I would make the leap sound.
TRSG does get another turn in. Still no forts down for either team. CCS looking to hit 13s a little earlier. So might be able to take a good fight well. Yep, CCS is now at 13s, so might be able to take a fight well defending these web weavers.
Oh, I guess I should actually mention we did have Bellowing Roar, March the Black King? Okay, that happened. Leap, Massive Chef, and Reign of Vengeance. That lovely moment where as a caster you like are talking and then you like hear yourself and you're like, wait, did I just say that? Oh my god, I did and I was correct?
It's like that guy from Despicable Me with the with the chart with the 4 quadrants.
Yes, yes, indeed. I had to take a second because I've never seen any of the Despicable Me movies. I watch Megamind because I have taste.
I mean, I've seen neither one because I have absolutely no taste. But have been on the internet enough to see that particular meme plenty of times.
If I can ever figure out a time you're actually home, I may force you to watch Megamind. It's actually really good. Chat, back me up. Megamind, best mind.
We do, both mid and top 4 were taken down during that web weaver phase.
Yeah, bottom was saved, and we have the web weaver phase just now ending. Both teams are level 14.
Yeah, CCS almost has double turn in actually. So definitely going to be looking to get those gems in, especially since TRSG is fairly close to the 3rd turn in already, and they're getting in as much of those as they can. Not quite as much of those as they can. Vala's splitting off to do bot camp and try and get that last fort off the map.
Well, they definitely don't need Vala. They've got almost enough, as you said, for a double turn in.
CCS has enough. Almost for a double turn in.
Oh,
So CCS definitely doesn't need Vala.
I'm super smart. Totally knew you were talking about TRSG the whole time. Totally, don't know what you're talking about. So we do have the 4-man up top trying to push into here. This is the win lane, the boss lane, but they do leave Hogger down below.
A lot of damage going out. Going out on the Leoric. The pull happens but doesn't quite get Cassia out of trouble. And so it connects but doesn't connect. And yeah, it looked like March of the Black King very much saved Leoric there. So I'm a little less skeptical of the choice now.
Oh, I'm still very much am. There are rules. We live in a society.
I mean, with Leap they already have a good chunk of lockdown. I don't know how much more Entomb would do for them.
I mean, I would agree if we didn't also have Deathwing, because Entomb holds them in place for like, I don't know how, it feels like 4 seconds.
Zeph trying to get in 50 gems at bot, he is able to offload it. That's got to be a huge source of relief for him and the rest of CCS. Some good damage going out onto Leoric. But Nazi also looking a little hurt. I believe. Right, no, with Stukov trying to get in. Stukov and Vala both trying to get in the last of that turn in.
Stukov is being interrupted, but will go and get it in. I feel like
sorry.
I feel like that's what sort of why Chromie was picked, because Chromie has such long range poke. But until 20, you can go in and body block those sandblasts.
Until 18.
Until the level 20 talent.
That Chromie gets at 18.
Yep.
Right, decently large chase going out onto Joanna, but she is going to fall and sort out of there. TRSG really focusing top here, trying to get the top keep down and open up boss. March of the Black King comes out. Still looking pretty low though. And the keep is indeed saved, but for it going down though, and it's likely going to need some clear from Zephy.
Yeah, we saw a lot of TRSG posturing up top. Silver is stuck in the slowing sands, but goes ahead and Ghost Walk right back out. Apparently Quicksand does not work on the spiritual realm.
I believe that was Sonya Leap as well. It didn't end up connecting on anybody.
It was. We have 50 seconds of cooldown. There is the little bit of a missed time, but massive, massive, massive shove. We do go ahead and have Johanna in another time zone right now.
That time trap may have, that may have killed Ando in there.
All right, we do have Zephy coming in from the side, trying to get this down. Silver, very, very, very low, is moving in, trying to go ahead and kill off Falconer. Will do so, but Leoric goes down as well. It is 3 versus 2, but there's such low health bars.
No healer on either team, too. Yeah, and CCS still hasn't taken a fort all game. Good damage onto all 3 of them, but none of them actually confirmed.
We do go ahead and have Zephy snuck around and went ahead and triggered the 3rd phase. Johanna will be coming back right after those spiders spawn, but they've got a long road to walk them down.
I mean, I feel like CCS kind of needs to do that though to open up the map and give themselves a chance to even out structures and get.
Oh, I definitely agree. I'm not sure if I might have pushed out the lanes just manually and then turned in because they were only 5 away.
Yeah, that would have given TRSG a chance to get level 20s though.
Okay, that is a very valid point. Top spider already taken out by TRSG, but the bottom one is on fort.
Medically looking very hurt, but Zephy barely able to get away with the 36 gems that he still has even after triggering another phase.
We do have the remaining Web Weaver has actually made it to Keep Wall. It is going to be tearing through that, and they're actually TRSG is not okay. Sonya's moving down there.
They're chasing a full health Johanna instead.
So they need to be a bit careful. Granted, they are up 20s, but it is still 4v4. If they're going for boss, this is a little scary. Can CCS invade? They don't have Hogger, and they're 20 seconds away from Cassia. I don't think they can invade because Sonya is now on her way up.
Yeah,
level
but
20 is online.
Yeah, and with taking that bruiser camp, they have kind of protected the other lanes, so they should be able to boss turn in. That is indeed what they want to do. But we do have Bulgari stepping on point.
There is the fear coming out.
But looks like Sudden Bears is probably going to die for it, and Deathwing is going to die for it.
If they do go and get the boss, but at what cost?
Oof. It's a lot of gems Valkyrie able to pick up a decent amount of that. Still a 2-for-1 in favor of CCS.
And we still have that middle camp just pushing through. Is going to go and take the fort here in just a second. The Orc is moving there, but I'm not sure he'll be able to save this.
Also worth pointing out that those 2 kills were enough to take TRSG well below turn-in. So CCS is now notably closer.
That is a very good point. And yes, they do save Middle Fort. Middle Fort currently sitting alive at 1038.
I'm usually in bed by 10:38. That's not true at all.
I was like, okay. I'm not going to call you a liar on cast, but I'm going to go ahead and look at the camera. Alright, the CCS will go ahead and move forward and just go ahead and very, very quickly pick this up.
Valkyrie getting in the 46 gems. Bottom camp is picked up for TRSG. Yeah, CCS just now getting enough gems for turn in. It looks like they are, yeah, with Cassia getting those last 4 in, that it's going to be another phase for them.
And I really like the fact that the lanes were mostly cleaned up. We do have Zephy down below, going in and getting the last of the Giants down. So all the lanes can push pretty well at this point. They are decently out.
I mean, they're further out than last time. Still not where you want them to be when you get a turn in. But they should end this phase ahead on map presence instead of just even.
Right, there's Robert. Robert going back and forth. You are right. This is a largely a main take Leoric.
Leoric kind of going fairly deep on Cassia, but Sonya going in on Chromie, but a fantastic allowing her to get away.
Yep, you do go down
Zephy's going deep.
Zephy, once this Sonya, is going to go and get out of here, but a lot of low health bars, and the other 2 web weavers are still just free pushing.
Yeah, not particularly healthy web weavers, but even unhealthy ones can still put a decent hurting on a corner.
And we just look like Leoric is going to be in a lot of trouble. Just go ahead, did pick up the... Oh, does he actually survive this?
Oh my god.
How is that legal?
Is that the, No, is it upgraded? Huh, upgraded all.
Yep, does put drain life on a lot of people. But at the same time... Oh, okay. I mean, drain hope, but then they've also got 3 hope upgrades.
CCS might be in a little bit of trouble here. Another massive shove. Hoggy's going to be taken out in the meantime. Got some decent value out of the out of that infinite lightning. A very necessary peel coming out from Valkyrie, allowing Anduin to keep walking.
If it looks like Anduin will survive, they only get Hogger out of that. They do have enough for turn-in, though, and it looks like without the Hogger, they will not be able to stop this. But once again, the spiders just keep pushing back and forth, and right now, as you mentioned, CCS does have map pressure advantage, because that bottom keep did go down.
Yeah. Tomb of the Spider Ping Pong game? Is that what they call it?
Spider Pong?
Descend, my daughters. Descend and destroy the beautiful.
I'm just like picturing cups of spiders on a table now, and that I don't want in my life.
I'm a great influence.
Hogger is back, not all the way to the fight, but getting quite close. Falling Sword needed to be popped to get away, though.
I thought we'd be down for 41 seconds.
Yeah, all other ults available.
Alright, to go ahead and have the first of the spiders gets here. Does get a death wave off, but not a lot of value gotten from that.
Looks like top keep is kind of quickly taken down. It's like TRSG is gonna just keep the pressure on mid and see if they can get that keep as well. Which at this rate they're in pretty good shape to do. Maybe not quite all the way though. And Cassia is gonna entirely save bot. Some great damage.
Oh, but Wit's End?
Great damage on the Leoric.
No, Wit's End does survive. It looks like Sonya's going to be the next one to go down. There's the bouncing ball. We do have a Robert, very, very low. Does have to use his ult in order just to make sure he gets out.
Yeah, ends up being a 2-for-1 in favor of CCS. Blue are going to be respawning much quicker than the other two, though.
No,
CCS does
turn-in
not have
available?
turn in. They look at the opposing bruiser camp, but TRSG able to finish it off. Yeah, finish off with plenty of time to spare.
So if they look at the bottom camp for right now, go ahead and just continue to mount that map pressure. Although the thing is, like, they already have map presence in bottom lane. It's the top they need to be careful, and there are 2 catapults moving on core right now.
And I don't think CCS is probably just now suspecting that that they might be on boss. But even just the threat of them.
I mean, that does make
Yeah.
sense, though. They don't have Sonya, so the possibility of a 5-man CCS just rolling up. We know it was only 4, but they didn't know that.
I feel like they probably would have guessed that with the number of catapults, or with the pressure that was building up in top lane. But regardless, this is where we are now. It is a full 5v5.
There is camp pushing to middle and bottom. Does look like middle would cleaned up because TRSG did back off. Or
Yeah,
they
with
going-
with top keep already down, there's not much that they can gain from continuing to push there.
So yeah, Chromie
least-
did scout out the boss and kind of scared them off. They're like, okay, they know we're here.
Joanna getting fairly deep in their backline. Falling Sword is available.
And there's the infinite lighting. Does go ahead and get cleaned up relatively quickly. Suddenly Bears, there's Hog Wild going back and forth, hitting a lot of them. Zephy is deep in the backline. Salim is a little bit extended right now, is down to 15% bonus attack speed. Did not take the gambit, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Wits End looking in a decent bit of trouble, and does go down. The rest of CCS. The rest of CCS with low health bars, but that camp at.
Yeah, that happened. I'm gonna go look
Well
at
then.
that real quick. 1 second.
CCS.
Oh, did not press the button fast enough. It's kind of funny. The replay starts with you like, So CCS does win the oh, what did you call it?
The runoff.
CCS does win the runoff. Although I guess I should say Siege Camp wins the runoff.
CCS makes space for Siege Camp to win the runoff. So that does mean that CCS now has a bye to the finals. CCS clinches first seed in this runoff match. So TRSG does have one more match between, or does have a semifinals match between finals. So they've still got a shot at it, and got a chance to try this matchup one more time.
Did you say
they
that
do
they
need
have
to
to
get
play
through Crystal
Dragon?
Dragons.
There we go. So yep, most likely in a week, we're going to go ahead and have Crystal Dragons versus TRSG. Winner of that will go on to potentially rematch CCS. It depends on, obviously, if TRSG wins or not. Although Crystal Dragons has also played them, so it's going to be a rematch regardless.
And quick reminder that Crystal Dragons did beat both of these teams in the regular season. So all of this could go anyway.
So, assuming you want to answer this or are able to answer this, if Crystal Dragons beat both of them, how are they the third seed?
So they only beat them 2-1, and they went 0-3 in at least one of their other matches. And both CCS and TRSG had I believe 3-0 victories over other teams.
All right.
So there's just enough that happened in the rest of the season in favor of CCS and TRSG and against not Dragon Slayers, Christopher Dragons, that they ended up with a higher win rate.
Just with the way you describe that, I'm like, I know people are going to be wondering about this, so let me go ahead and ask rather than just leaving it on the table.
This is all the information in my brain, and it's why it sometimes comes out wrong.
But that's it.
So, thank you all.
Normally at this point I would do an interview. I don't typically do interviews for NEXOMANIA, simply because if you look at your lovely clock, you will see that it is 1 in the morning. And very, very often, NEXOMANIA games are launching every 2 hours, so if there was another one, it would be launching right now. So, I kind of feel like way too often I don't get to do interviews for the 9 o'clock one because the 11 o'clock is going. And also, often enough, the winner of Game 3 is not the winner of the series. So that if you do an interview, then the people you're talking to are all pissed off because they just lost the last game. So, it just gets weird.
Worth putting out that the finals are all, or the playoffs are all best of 3, unless for the finals both teams want to go to a best of 5 instead, and would decide to do so, as long as they agree before the match. So the winner of game 3, if there is a game 3 for the playoffs, will always be, unless it's best of 5, will always in fact be the team that wins the series. So it doesn't fix the 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock a little bit too tight thing, but
nope,
there's a rule that you could relax in the playoffs if you.
That is quite true. Oh, I have to consider it going forward, because I try and be consistent across everyone so it doesn't look like favoritism, which is always my fear. But with that, I will go ahead and go to bed because it is 1 in the morning and I have to be at work tomorrow.
Great job both teams tonight. Congrats, Counterpick Stupid on the first seed spot, and we will see you both in future weeks.
Absolutely. Thank you everyone. Thank you all of you for watching. Thank you for rating. Thank you for coming by Morbid, and anyone else I did not pay attention to. Zephy, Alden, Ector, I saw all of you talking because you're all amazing people. Let me go ahead and see who I can raid. Is Volk still on? I bet he's about to sign off, but I feel like he's earned it if he is still there.
You might be hopping into Storm League. I'm definitely not hopping into Storm League. I'm hopping into bed.